Hello and welcome to a new series. Yes, I'm back. Hopefully, hopefully I will be back for quite a while. By that I mean hopefully I will be able to steadily output videos. I apologize for my absence. It's entirely was not by choice. We might talk about what happened and why it was so long between videos later, but for now we're going to start. So, this is a Technical Tales series, which means it's Feed the Beast modded Minecraft. Yes, there is the world. I'm not on the world, I am on the moon. I am doing a well, it's called a hardcore quest book um, thing, which means essentially it's modded Minecraft, which gives you a little bit of direction, and a little bit of help. Now, that is what I was doing before with the Agrarian Skies. I can't continue that series because, one, the mod pack has been updated so much that I'm assuming the mod pack has been updated, so what I've got is no longer viable or valid. Also, I'm not entirely certain I still actually have the files. I think I've got a backup, but I'm not entirely certain. And the other reason is it was getting a bit grindy. It was very difficult to proceed. This one, it can be grindy if you do things wrong. I'm hoping with your help we can do things right. And it just seems it seems interesting. Plot-wise, doesn't have much of a plot. There's sort of an excuse for what you're doing and why you're here, but it seems a fun mod with a fun mix of stuff. So we just sort of have a look around. We've got this sort of small moon base here. Let's actually read the book because daylight is dwindling now. The days are very long here because it's the moon. Basically it's based on the moon is tidally locked to the planet up there. So the days only go by as the phases of the moon change on the planet. So I think a day here is like 4 normal days long. And then the night is also 4 days long, and the nights here are not nice. I have played a little bit of this. I played for maybe a couple of hours just to sort of get the feel of it, get my feet wet again, although this is the moon, so water is quite rare. But also, I was testing my endurance because, one of the reasons I've not been recording is my health is not good. So, I had to sort of test myself, and I think an episode a week. You might get more, hopefully not less, but nothing's a guarantee. But I will try and keep this going because I really want to keep this going because I really like making videos for you guys. I like talking to you in the chat. I like your feedback, and so on. So let's read this book. This is Galactic Science. That is the name of this mod pack. A MIM original. Earth is the past, destroyed by humanity and their need for power. You managed to flee from this disaster that was called the human race and start life on the moon, using your father's old moon base. You set up home, hoping to keep the human race alive. So I'm fleeing the disaster that was known as the human race, but I'm trying to keep the human race alive. On my own as well. So cloning, maybe? Maybe, I can make something like Rimmerworld from Red Dwarf. I can make a clone of myself. And then there could just be loads and loads of Ayarons running around. With the best of luck, don't mine the tree in your house. I know that because you need that for oxygen. And this mod pack was created by blah blah blah. Click here to start. So essentially you have quests. One thing about this one, unlike the last one, is I have infinite lives, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, went the wrong way. Right, so you've got this. There are nine quest trees. This last one is essentially trading. So, like if you run out of saplings, you can trade stuff for saplings and so on. Basically, this is so you never get completely stuck. When I was playing on my own for a couple of hours, I was really concentrating just on this first one. In fact, I didn't even look at the other quest lists, and that was a mistake because, you know, why do all the work? This gives you really easy automation quite early, and if I'd have looked at that earlier, it would have been better. Same with storage solutions, and I was bad at maths. Those are the four. So a whole new moon. Why do all the work? Storage solutions, and I was bad at maths. You definitely want to look at quite early. And it's the same with more power. So we're going to sort of just get, you know, very basic started, because I need to sort of get started. Right, so first, one quest with unclaimed rewards, so we can drop in here. Welcome home. Welcome to the moon, which will now be known as your home for the rest of your life. It was probably a bad idea to destroy the Earth. Yes, it was. So this is just an automatic one, which means because I visited the moon, I get a star, some food, 2 heavy oxygen tanks, and an energy conduit. Alright, just breathe. Oxygen, something that's taken for granted on Earth, but while you're on the moon, you're going to need lots of it. Fill your 2 extra oxygen tanks up just in case. Right, so I need 2 full oxygen tanks. And it's actually connected to power up. When you were a child, your dad used to tell you about how he and his dad built a station on the moon. Something he used to mention was that he used stars to power the base. So for this one, I need the star container. Escape is the best way out of there. If you right-hand click, you go all the way back to the beginning of the book, which is really annoying. So we've got a little base here. There's not much in it. There's a bed, which, even if it was night, what if the oxygen runs out while I'm asleep? I'll need a cryogenic chamber to sleep in space. So I can't use the bed. There's a Minechem microscope. Now this is useful because it lets you analyze elements. So wood is made of cellulose, lots of cellulose. And then if I had some cellulose, I could examine that, etc., etc. So that's going to be quite important later on. We've got some sand there, like a little greenhouse area. And if we go downstairs, we have our oxygen collector, which is collecting oxygen from the leaves of this tree. Yes, trees will just grow in the vacuum of the moon and give you oxygen. And this is an oxygen compressor. So this is where I put my oxygen tanks, but it needs power. And that's what this little doohickey's about. This is a star harvester. Hold control for more info. Harvest the power of stars. Outputs at the rate of the star inside. Activate venting mode by shift right-clicking the top face. Once the star is out of power, it will go critical. Better run. And if I shift right-hand click the side, I grab that star container, which is what that quest wanted me to grab. So I will put that back. Then I will put the star in. And yep, as you can see here, there's a gravity well. I don't think there's... Oh, I didn't mean to take the star out. I don't think there's... There's nothing really I can do. Just as there's a brown dwarf at 20 RF per tick. RF is a measurement of energy in modded Minecraft. And it's got 25 million RF remaining. Current output is at 54 RF per tick. Now, because I've explored the base a little bit, I know that there's a little battery pack hidden down there. So that's what this is recharging. It's running the oxygen collector, which is collecting power. Doesn't have any spare oxygen in there because it's sending it all over to here and filling up the oxygen tank. So once I've got both of those filled up, I'll be able to get a couple more quests filled in. Something else this mod pack has is every time you get an achievement, a firework goes off. That scared me before. So if you look top left, that's my oxygen tanks that I've got on my back. There's also that green bar there. I don't know what that is. It might be a temperature meter, but I'm not entirely certain. So I've got two quest books, and the other thing I've got there is a computer's manual, which I've not looked at this yet. Open Computers is obviously a mod that's in here, and this is basically the instruction manual. I might look at it later because it might be interesting to try and automate stuff using computers, but that's quite complex. Now, I want to build my base sort of like as an extension off on this base, so it'll be on the surface with sort of glass domes and stuff, but it's going to be a while before I can get to that point. So for now, I'm going to grab some basic resources, block up the door, and we're going to have to build underground, I think. So, one of the other quests was to get some moon turf, I believe it was. Whole new moon, the surface. Well, by the looks of it, it's not cheese, but there could be some use for this in the future maybe. I should grab some just in case. It wants 20 moon turf. Okay, so we are actually going to want to... I'll be getting more trees later. This always only drops a single sapling. I've started the game twice. I've watched a YouTuber play it, and the first time it only drops a single sapling. After that, it's a lot more generous. So let's get a crafting bench down. That's not a crafting bench. Right, let's get a crafting bench down. And we'll get some basic wooden tools. Actually, that's enough, I think. So we want a spade and an axe. It's probably good enough for now. What I plan to do with the crafting, what I plan to do with crafting is I don't want to do too much of it on camera. The first few episodes when things are quite simple, I'll find the ingredients and I'll craft on camera, but then as things extend, what I'll hopefully do on camera is working out what I want to do, and then we'll sort of cut to me doing it, or, after I've done it, because you've seen crafting, you all know how it works, and if you don't, ask a question and I'll answer specifically. But there's no point just showing you billions and billions of stuff. So that's 37 already. Okay. So I can do this one, and I get more food and a reward bag. A reward bag is basically a random thing. Most of them are pretty rubbish. Spawn a zombie. Don't know why I would want to do that. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. The water company asking me about the place I was living in before I lived here. Obviously they're having trouble getting the new owner to pay the bills or something. What was I doing? I opened a reward bag. Yes. Got a spawn zombie. Not really sure what use that's going to be right now, but let's grab these planks. Make ourselves a chest, which is actually all our wood. So we can keep most of the food in there. Stick the moon turf in. Actually, I'm going to use some of that moon turf just to block this door. It might be a while before we see the surface again. One full fuel tank. Let's fill the other one up. Okay, quest books. Anything we can hand in. Power up. Well, I did have that in hand, and then I put it down again. I thought it would remember. Let's, oops. Let's shift click, grab the star. Shift click, grab the star container. And back to the quest book. So there we go. Right. So here I've got a choice. Well, I get bone meal and some dirt. This is how I will get more trees. And it says pick one. Dirt or a bone crook. I don't need a bone crook. I can make a wooden crook easily enough. Dirt, however, is difficult to get, so I'm going for the dirt. Alright, where are we? Still waiting on the oxygen tanks. Let's actually get that done. They hold 2,700, so that's done. Just breathe. Okay. Melon seeds reward bag. You don't want to go for the reward bag if there's anything else which is going to be of any use. Wooden pickaxe. I can make a wooden pickaxe easily enough. Melon seeds, however, that's food and crops and stuff like that, so that's useful. So we'll go for the melon seeds. So we're just going to sort of do the very basics on this until we get to I like to sieve, and then we're going to jump over to some of the other ones. So, okay, we've got an unclaimed thing here, wooden axe, oak wood. So, see, I no longer got the oak wood on me, but this time it's remembered that I did. I'm yelling timber, 2 trees, that's all he left you. 1 tree for oxygen, another for a farm. Better hope you get saplings. As fast as the tree has 1 leaf... the English translation on this is a little sketchy, so I will try and correct as I go. In fact, I don't know what word they meant to use there, but it's as long as the tree has 1 leaf block left, you can simply harvest the lower block, and the tree capacitor will harvest the whole tree. Basically, there's a mod called tree capacitor that will basically chop an entire tree down in a single go if you're using an axe. But here I get a nice stone axe and a choice of reward bags. There's no way I can tell between them, so I'm just going to go for the middle one. Okie dokie. So we'll get our stone axe. Now I am going to need a... Oh, okay. I was just going to say that I need a pick so I can get through these walls if I'm going to be living underground for a bit. So we're going to go back out on the surface and grow a couple of trees here, just using the bone meal and the dirt we got. No, I need the sapling. Dirt, sapling, bone meal. One big tree, and we'll chop it down. Only 1 sapling, that's not good. Come on, I need to be able to expand my tree farm. I need more saplings. Statistically speaking, I should always get them. So the thing with this tricapitator is it doesn't speed up chopping the tree down as such, in that you have to chop away at the lower one for as much time as it would take to do all of them. And so I'm just going to do this a bit. Okay, so I've used most of a stack of bone meal. I've got myself 42 oak logs and 13 oak saplings, so that's a good start. So let's get some wood and make ourselves some picks, because we're gonna need them. Right, back to the quest book. I'm yelling timber complete. Jars at the ready. If you're wanting to expand a farm, all you're going to need, if you're going to expand a farm at all, you are going to need some more dirt. And how do you do this? We compost. For this you're going to need some sort of barrel. So I need to make a barrel, and the recipe for a barrel, 3 wood and an oak wood slab. Yeah, should I make more than the one? I think so. If I can. No, I can't. I will make more later. Alright, so we've got the barrel, which gives us more food. Dirt and saplings. Now, I've got 15 dirt. I've got 13 saplings. I still think dirt is the way to go. Dirt is still easier, it's still harder to get than saplings at this stage, so we will go with that. And basically what we can do is you put the barrel down, and then you can put in vegetable matter, leaves or saplings, fills it up, and then that turns into dirt. So we will be doing that later. So in the beginning of this, we are flying through these. Here we go. I got a jar of dirt. So if we had 10 dirt, which we've gained because we picked them as rewards. Now you have your barrel, you should be able to compost most organic things to make dirt. Try using leaves or saplings in the barrel. You can also put in wheat and seeds and so on. So we get even more food. Now we get string or a silkworm. We are going for the silkworm because the silkworm will get us more string. Claim reward. And that's going to be it for this quest tree for the moment. What we need to do next is, I think, why do all the work? Because number one on that is automatic timber. Harvesting trees starts to get boring after a while. Why not have a machine that does it for you? Provide with a wooden axe and it will chop them trees and collect the wood. Also needs fuel. The recipe for this, okay, this is going to require cobble, which means that is going to require sifting, because that's how you get stones, and stones make cobble. So I can't quite do that one yet. So I think we are going to have to do this one, which is sifting, which means I need string from silkworms. So according to your father's books, shoving various bits of moon through the net gives you basic resources. You should make some sort of net to test his theory. When you crooked a lot and got a silkworm, infect some leaves with it. Wait, then crook the 100% leaves for string. So the recipe for silk mesh is 9 string. And the recipe for the oak sieve is 2 meshes and wood. So, I think to end this episode, and this first one might be quite short, but small moves, Ellie, small moves. To end this first one, I think we're going to dig through the walls somewhere and set up a tree farm. Where do I want to do that? I think I'll set up the tree farm over here on the basis that way it's quite close to this oxygen collector, and I don't know what the radius on this is. I don't know how close the leaves have to be to it. Maybe I should just ignore that. Just leave all that alone. We'll put the tree farm over here. And I said, we're going to start off underground, but once we get some automation and some extra resources going, then we're going to try and expand this level of the base here on the surface and have most of our stuff up there. Just so we're not closed in all the time. I want sort of glass roofed domes and stuff, so we can actually see the surface and the stars and all that sort of stuff, which looks nice. So we're going to dig in here. This is why we needed the pick. So that's moon rock, which really doesn't dig that much. I think we're gonna relocate this stuff downstairs. So I'll move the chest down later. Where did that crafting bench go? So it seems that in order to actually pick up moon rock, you might need a stone pick, which is a little annoying because it means I can't effectively, well, it also takes ages to dig through, so I can't actually set up my underground thing yet. Yeah, because I don't have the stone, and I'm not going to have the stone until I get the string for the sifting, which means we need to continue a tree farm on the surface just to get string. A little annoying. So we'll put some dirt there. 1, 2, 3. I'm only going to leave a gap of 3 because I want the leaves to touch on all these on these trees I'm about to put down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that silkworm we grabbed, And I'm going to infest a leaf here in the middle. Once that's finished infesting, it's going to spread out and get all the rest of these. There we go. So that's 9 trees, all nicely infesting. The sun is straight up. I don't think it's going to finish infesting before the night falls, which means what I'm probably going to do is hole myself up in here and wait. Basically, I want all those leaves to turn white, and then I can go out and I can use my crook, or a crook, which I can quickly make now. Crook is just that. And when I chop the leaves using that, I will get lots and lots of string. I still have 4 saplings left, which is good. So one thing I need to remember to do is swap out my oxygen tanks, keep those full, and refill here. This should be refilling based on battery power, because I realise that the sun and the star collector are currently in here. That can stay in there, but I'll just pop the sun in when I need it. I'm quite scared about it going critical when when it runs out of life, so I don't really just want to leave it in there wasting its power. So that is it for this first episode. I will edit it up and upload it before I carry on. About the only thing I will do is probably let this thing run so we can maximize the amount of string we get. Do I need... The only thing I'm thinking is that I've only got 4 saplings left, and I believe that you don't get saplings from infested leaves. So what I might just do, if we're going to be sat around waiting anyway, is get a little more dirt. I won't use the bone meal for this, but we're just going to plant 3 trees off on their own. I want to leave 4 gap on these because I don't want the leaves to merge, because that will maximize the amount of leaf blocks, which will increase the amount of saplings we get. 2 will do. Those should just grow from the sunlight and be fine. So you can see here the infestation is actually spreading pretty quick. So hopefully that will get fully infested and harvested before the sun goes down. We're halfway through the day, so we've only used half the day so far. So I'll see you on the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you will join me for the rest of the series. Bye bye.